welcome to the SanVanTravels. Go. So today, Tonio, myself, and Cali Dog are on our way to go possibly buy a... No, actually, we're going to sell a van so that we can buy a trailer. So it's a cloudy day here in Ontario, Canada, and the temperature is like 16 Celsius. You double that and add 30 to get Fahrenheit. So you're talking about 62 Fahrenheit. But anyway, so the plan is to head south and get this van sold, and then use some of that money to buy a new RV of some kind, we don't know yet, so that we can go on our travels around North America as planned to see the sights and live the life of RVers. So we hope you'll join us and have fun. You can see here in Ontario, the leaves are just starting to change. Tonio's driving today, not me. And Callie is in charge of the back seat. Right, Cal? There she is. She really is in charge of all this. This should be called Cali Dog Travels. Anyway, you can see the leaves. Colors are looking pretty nice. But this isn't peak season. This is actually early season. Probably mid-October is when it's be best, but it's hard to see right now because it's so cloudy. But these leaves will change, and for somebody who's lived here all my life, I'm still impressed by the colors of the leaves each year here. In fact, the leaves become so spectacular here in central Ontario, Canada, that people travel from around the world to come and see it, believe it or not. And we'll eventually be seeing, although we've seen a few now, buses, tour buses, of people, usually from Asia, a lot of people from Japan, but also China, will come over to take a look at the leaves. They're that spectacular. And then they probably combine that trip with a tour of Niagara Falls, which is about 4 or 5 hours from here, but you know, definitely drivable and makes for a fun trip. So we're on our way then. I'm not sure if any of you watching the video, and by the way, we really appreciate you watching us. We're new to this, and we hope you'll bear with us as we learn the ins and outs of this video, YouTube stuff. A lot of it really is for our families and friends to see. So, you know, they say, hey, how's your trip going? We can say, hey, just tune into the YouTube video. You'll see where we are today, whether it's the Grand Canyon or the Grand Tetons or California or Arizona. We're really keen on going to Arizona. There's just so much to see there. I've been, Tonio hasn't, but we're really looking forward to that. Right now, we're just in a little Mitsubishi car, and like I said, soon we're hopefully going to be either in a truck or an RV of some kind. But we have to make that decision soon because we want to be here, out of here, by early November before all the snow comes. Some of us do not like snow, and we want to get away from it. So anyway, yeah, so we want to buy, we were talking about buying a van, but they are incredibly expensive. The one we have just doesn't really work for me. So that's why we're selling it, in case you're wondering why I'm saying that. But did you know to buy a brand new Ram ProMaster in Ontario, Canada in September of 2025 will set you back about $70,000 Canadian. And that's a lot of dough for basically a box with 2 nice front seats. You know, you could pay $70,000 Canadian for a nice Ram truck, you know, a Bighorn truck, and at least you get 4 seats and some more bells and whistles for that price. But yeah, that's all you get for it here. So anyway, so we've kind of ruled out a van because of that cost, and we're just hoping we will know what we want when we see it. So we're going to be looking at trailers next week, and I'm kind of leaning towards a 16-foot trailer because that looks like it'd be easier to tow and easier on gas. So again, you can see the leaves kind of changing. I'm not sure how well the lighting is because of outside. So you can see here in central Ontario, there's a lot of farmland. It's not the best farmland, but it's still farmland. Mostly they just grow hay and stuff here. But you can hear Callie girl crying because she wants to go herd those dogs, those cows, don't you, Cal? Those are the biggest dogs you've ever seen, right? Callie is part lab, part hound, part 5 other breeds. but I know a big part of her is that herding instinct, which I'm assuming is part collie. Could be wrong, but she always seems to want to do that. I've never seen her do that, but I've seen her try to herd people. You know, when I have people over at my place, she seems to want to do that. Again, you can see the leaves changing. It looks nice, doesn't it? We're open to comments, by the way. So if you have anything you want to add, you know, maybe you could tell us what you think would be a good idea to buy. Let us know. That would be great. Just put it in the comments. And like I say, the usual like, share, subscribe. We're hoping to get our YouTube channel fairly popular. And we are on Patreon already. And of course, you know, any kind of support is always appreciated. Mostly the best support is just watching our videos to the end, right? And liking. But if anybody wants to support us on Patreon, that really helps, because that'll pay for gas and food, especially fine kibble for Callie. Oh, there's a trailer place there. But sadly, they're mostly the used kind. Can you imagine some of those, the shape they must be in? And the smell. Anyway, we're going new. I don't do very well with used stuff. So part of our plans are to maybe get a better camera or better technology. And again, that's where Patreon would help us to be able to afford to buy this stuff. Because right now I literally have to turn my phone. This old Samsung S9 I have won't let me actually flip my camera. I have to turn the phone physically. How weird is that? But the picture quality is actually really good on this camera, on this phone. But anyway, back to what I was saying, our plans are. So we want to boondock. So any of you who might have ideas on where to boondock when we say our location as we're traveling. Of course, we're never going to say exactly where we are when we, look at the name of this place. Udney. Doesn't that sound like a body part? I'm sorry, sir, you have to have your Udney removed. Anyway, the driver right now is looking at me kind of odd, saying, what are you doing? Right, Cal? Anyway, what was I saying? Oh yeah, boondocking. My understanding from watching videos and information research is that boondocking is not so easy on the east coast of the United States, that it's best in the Southwest. And I'm familiar with the Southwest, actually, so that makes sense. There's so much space, right? But we may need to have some boondocking places on the way down on the East Coast. And so if we're traveling down through, say, Michigan, or maybe through Ohio, but yeah, probably Ohio. We're going to cross at Niagara and then go through Ohio and then down through Indiana, I guess it is. And then from there through Missouri. What's that Route 66 song? Because it mentions all those places, doesn't it? But yeah, down through Missouri and then into Oklahoma. And then, this is like a geography test. Oklahoma, then we'll be going through Texas, New Mexico, and Arizona, of course. And actually our destination is Nevada. We know people in Las Vegas. You know, we know people. But anyway, so, but we want to see places on the way. And in fact, we don't really plan to stay in Nevada long because we want to see other places. We want to go up through Utah and through Colorado and see all the beautiful sights of those two states, because Colorado is spectacular. And I didn't really get to see a lot of Utah the last time I went through with my friend. His name is Buddha, not the Buddha that you might know religious wise, but his has an extra D in his name. But we were driving at night, so we missed most of Utah. We didn't really get to see it, and there was no moon, so we didn't really see much of it. But yeah, any boondocking ideas, suggestions, tips, please put them in the comments. We'd love to have them. And by the way, if this video aggravates you or you don't like what I have to say, you know, that's the nice thing about YouTube, isn't it? You can just tune into another YouTube video and not have to listen to my constant talking. I promise you, though, there will be times where I will say, I will shut up so you can just enjoy the sights. There's not really much to enjoy here. It's just vast farmland, vast tracts of land. So as you can see, we're in this Mitsubishi car. It's really small. It's been a great car. It's 7 years old, but it's pretty tight for space, and these sun visors are brutal. They hardly block out any sun, and it's always awkward every time. You know, when the sun is right on us. And then of course, Callie, she enjoys sticking her beak out the window, don't you, Cal? Callie, what do you think? She's like, yeah, I want to go traveling. She's a really good traveling dog. We're just coming up in a little village here, and I've been through it many times. But, you know, funny, as Canadians, we always watch these American movies and shows, and, you know, you always have your cool little hometowns, you know, a quaint little American town. And I've always said to myself, every time I went through here, even as a kid before I went to the United States, I always thought, I bet this is what a small American town looks like, you know? It's not really packed full of people or places. It's just a quaint little village type of scene. This is the village of Brechin, Ontario, Canada. And what quaint little Canadian town wouldn't have something like an American fast food chain, which is pretty good though. We don't mind that. We like Subway. And gas here is $1.27 per liter. Now the way to put that into gallons is you have to multiply times 3.7 something. Most people just multiply by 4 to get 1 American gallon. And then you have to convert the currency. So let's say it's $1.30 Canadian. You have to multiply that times 4. So what is that? That's 520, I think. 520, and then take 520 Canadian and put that into American. Well, now you're going to subtract about 30 cents per dollar. So you could take off about $1.80 from that. So that's probably 4 something per gallon, I think. I was saying earlier that Callie is a really good traveler, and she is. She's a great dog, but for the first hour or two when we travel, she cries a lot. She gets excited, she can't contain herself. She sees stuff that she wants to chase, and yeah, it drives her crazy. But once we've been going, then she settles down, and there's no more crying, in case you're wondering. So the sun has really come out now, and I was just thinking about how you might be wondering about my partner Tonio here. He is a bit camera shy at the moment, but once he gets comfortable with YouTube and stuff, I'm sure he'll let us video him. He's a very handsome guy, very funny guy, very smart guy, and somewhat new to driving, but he's become an excellent driver. And he gets to listen to me gab on and on, but then again, that helps keep him awake, right? And again, we hope you're enjoying the videos. I know it's nothing exciting right now, but once we get to destinations, you know, we're going to show you all the really cool sights and places to see. I always think of Grand Canyon when I say that, but that's just one of many that we want to see, right? So we hope that the videos are going to be a lot more exciting for you. Whoa, that's a railway crossing. But anyway, this video really was just to kind of introduce ourselves to you and get kind of used to doing some video and just kill time, right? Because that's what YouTube's about, isn't it? It's fun to just sit there and travel with somebody who's just looking for, you know, fun and some adventure. And, you know, you got some time to kill. It's nice to have on. It's even nice to have on in the background while you're vacuuming. And then that way the algorithm for YouTube will spread this out to other people, and maybe our channel will grow. And again, financially, maybe it'll help us. We're not asking for your money, so please don't feel that you have to send it. I just mention it because I know a lot of people do that, and it really does help to pay for expenses. And, you know, if it helped to pay for our gas and our camera equipment, you know, we could go longer because we don't live on the road. I know a lot of YouTubers do, but we don't live on the road. We live in Central Ontario, so this isn't our life. But if it puts a dent into our expenses, it really does help, doesn't it? You know, and I'll let you know when we do that. Like, you know, we'll say, hey, thanks to Patreon supporters, we just bought this new camera or this GoPro. Right now, I'm literally filming this on a Samsung S9, a phone that I got in 2018. Because yes, in spite of the fact we're going traveling, we're not rich, but we have tried to arrange it so we can get this done on a budget. The plan is, like I say, to boondock and camp, and then we save money with accommodations, don't we? So that's part of the strategy. So here we are going downtown Washego, big city. Callie loves looking out the window. She's waiting for Tonio to roll down her window. There we go. She needs to see, and it's a quaint little village. I like using the word quaint, don't I, when I'm describing little towns. But this is what I was telling you about with all the cottagers and tourists come up here, and they still have about 45 minutes to go before they really hit the cottagey, touristy areas. So it's kind of cool when the trees get that much closer to the roadway. It's only 50 kilometers in here, so Tonio was only doing 50. But, you know, that's a safety thing, isn't it? There's actually a little river through here called the Severn River, and it connects some of the bigger lakes in central Ontario. I'll just be quiet for 30 seconds here now so you can just enjoy the quiet drive through the country. Go! And we're back. So you have to see a little bit of a waterway there. So this area we're driving in now doesn't have a lot of lakes, but the area we're going to is called the District of Muskoka. Not Muskogee like in America. This is the District of Muskoka. And we're going to come up here and turn to the right, and we're going to merge back onto that big highway. And the area we're going to has 1,500 lakes in the district. I kid you not. It may be more than that. There's 1,500 lakes in this district. Amazing. Freshwater lakes. Very clean. And back on the major highway. So here we go again. This is the Severn River. You're going to see it as we slow down to the speed limit. And get a view of the river, kind of. Oh, kind of hard to tell. Sorry about that. Big bump there. So you can't really tell, but Callie is currently laying right in this laneway here to the air conditioning, which she absolutely loves. So this is what I was talking about with the highway, folks. Everybody is heading north to see Muskoka, to see those lakes, right? Those cottages, those summer homes, motels and hotels and resorts on the lakes. So that wraps up this week, folks. Thanks for joining us. This is our first one. I hope you'll be patient and understanding and give us some good recommendations. Send it to your friends and like, share, subscribe, all that stuff. And like I said, maybe next week we'll see some Antonio on here and not just me and Cali Dog. But anyway, thanks again, and we will see you next week if I get my finger out of the lens. Go!